A second. Okay, we're on.
Okay, we're on. Let's call the meeting to order and stand for the pledge of allegiance, please. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning.
Morning.
Okay. The agenda, do you have any deletions or additions to this agenda? Okay, that stand is read. Approval of minutes. We got just the one set, don't we?
There should be
Two.
Two sets, yeah, yeah.
You need separate motions, Caleb, or?
I'll make a motion to approve the first set of minutes.
First set of minutes will stand as read, okay?
Second.
And the
Aye.
second.
Yes.
Yes. Second set,
I'll make a motion, we approve the second set of minutes for the special meeting.
okay, motion, okay,
I'll
Yep.
second.
Yes.
yes. Second set will stand approved as read. Okay. Financial report,
Our beginning cash balance is $1,539,834.33. There were a couple clerical errors. 2 items were entered twice. One of them was entered in July. The
oh,
first one for that 48,000, then it appeared again. And then the second one is 720,000. Again, it was in September twice. So I have to go in and
make that adjustment.
Yep.
That's the difference there.
yeah. So that's where
Just an $800,000 clerical error. I'm good.
yes.
Yeah.
That's the only one you found
That's
so
what I
far, though,
said.
Shayla.
There's one more.
I mean,
That was one of my
more
first-
we can have.
Yeah, go ahead.
I gotta look when I told them that.
You're still going back.
I went through all of it.
Okay.
Yep. Everything else is good to go. It wasn't entered in the book that way. It was just on the spreadsheet that
Okay.
was
so
done.
it's not on the book.
So it's not like
okay.
it was entered twice into our accounts.
Okay,
So,
Okay.
but we
just
go
on
on.
our spreadsheet.
Yep, just on your spreadsheet. So it was not entered into our
Yes.
system, just on the spreadsheet.
Good catch.
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
And then, as far as our expenses, everything for HRAs, you'll see 2 payrolls because we did not do
I noticed that.
the bills on our special meeting, along with the AP checks. So that's why you will see those. And then the bottom one is an HRA. That was another entry that I had to correct. It was entered in for 2 less. I had entered in for what it should have been.
That was from a year ago, November 19th.
But it was in this fiscal period. So
Oh.
that's why it's on there.
Alright,
So that's what that is. Otherwise, all the everything else was normal. So that brings down the ending cash balance to $184,437.24.
mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything else on this? No. So now we'll pay the bills, and we'll look at the bills. You already explained that one. bill.
So the first set will be everything up to 9/30
Okay,
in last year's fiscal. The second one that you will see will be everything as of 10/1/2020.
mm-hmm. Alright.
Have these gravel projects been reimbursed, or they just been billed?
I build them, yes.
Okay.
Yep, I build, we do have.
Keene Road hasn't been yet because we're still working on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Right now I sent out, along with state maintenance, we're waiting on $844,190.20.
Projects.
Okay.
And what do we have looking on the horizon as far as big ticket items, as far as gravel and such? Are we all paid up, or what do we got looking at us?
Cedar Road Bridge is our big one. That's out of our pocket. And then we're still working on Keene, whether we pave it this year or not. But township's 50% on that. But out of our pocket is Cedar.
Are you starting on that next month, Dwayne?
Yeah.
Yeah.
100,000 for the structure will be the big ticket.
And who's gonna assemble it? Do you decide that?
We're gonna.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
it'll
we
be our,
talked about that
it'll be
last
all
time.
our manpower and equipment.
Yeah.
But the structure itself is 100,000. So.
Mhm.
That's from the road we've had closed all year, the flooding.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You need a motion on both sets of bills there?
Yes, please.
I make a motion, we pay the bills.
I'll second it.
Okay, yes.
Support.
All right. Bills and payments. Public comment will come next. Who do we have here? We got,
I'm Nick again.
Let's say I have him on the agenda.
pardon me,
Oh,
Yep, you're
Oh,
on the
yeah.
agenda.
okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's
you're on the agenda, right?
He's
Yeah.
the Lakewood,
Yeah, like
Okay.
what's up?
under old business.
Okay, yep. Mhm. Did you have anything?
Not unless you have any questions.
No, I know you've been busy.
Thank you.
Jack's ready to go home and go back.
I asked Jack to stop in for, I don't know if it was on old business or not, but there was a concern with one of our intersections. So,
Which intersection?
Surrey and Old 27.
Surrey?
And Old 27, yeah.
Okay, yeah, Surrey, on 27.
And what's
What do you
we-
need?
Yeah,
What
what
do
are
you
you gonna
need?
talk about that?
The shoulders or what?
That light you're talking
Oh,
about?
the
light we
We're
talked
about last
we're
week.
talking about it.
yeah, I think we talked about last meeting,
Yeah,
was
it
it?
was
Or-
last meeting.
Yeah,
Two
we
meetings.
talked about it previous.
It's been previous. It was brought up at the Grant Township meeting. Again,
Yeah,
They
it's
just-
always they've been bringing it up quite a lot.
probably we should go to new business for that one.
That'll be fine, yeah.
Well,
So I don't know if this lady had a.
okay. So there's no, did you have something for public comment?
I already talked to Dave about it this morning when I got here,
Okay.
so I guess it's all right about North Coolidge.
Okay. Did he answer your question for me?
Proposed project, Greenwood Township and myself had already, it's on their hit list to do it as a gravel project next year, so I just basically told her, and she came in
cool.
and had voiced concerns about it, and I just told her that we're gonna,
Yeah.
it's on our radar already, so Greenwood.
Was that brought up during your ride along or something,
Yep,
Dave?
yep.
Okay, good.
Okay, so there's no more public comment there.
North Coolidge, where, David?
Actually, right where I grew up,
Oh.
between Stockwell and Cranberry Lake,
Gotcha.
it's that low area right
Yeah.
there.
So
Yeah, you've been here a few times before.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's good.
I'm excited to come back.
well, we missed you.
As long as we're taking care of the problem.
That's right.
All right. Is there anything else on old business? Where are we at? Bridge report, okay. Number one,
No new information.
no new information on that.
Why is that on? Why do we keep bringing this up?
I don't know.
Alright, so why is that on there for working on? If it's on your hit list, on your radar, it's your job, you're doing
Yeah.
well. Just why do we bring this up every week?
Yeah, we do every time, every meeting, yeah.
I asked that I'll take it off if you guys
Well,
want, because I asked,
really?
I was like, if he has news, he'll
Yeah,
come
That's
back
what
to
I,
you.
that's the only
honestly,
part.
if
It's
there's
just kind
something
of a,
that's happened or something differently,
Yeah.
then
I think part of it was there was a lot of concern a few months back, and it seemed like it came up every meeting because people were here.
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
well, and that was part of the, it was part of the deal with the anti-gravel pitters. Oh my God, the world's falling, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, well.
I don't want to get in it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to deal with that. I mean,
So Kayla, take it off the agenda.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Thank you.
No, but it would be a good idea too. Because, comes up. I would.
That's what I
Just
told him
keep
when
us
he,
updated, Wayne, if
when
we
he
need
has
it.
news, he'll let me know and I can put it back on there.
Perfect.
Okay, let's go to number 2, project updates.
Alrighty. So
Oh, he's
first
got a whole
one,
bunch.
I actually wrote it down.
Yeah,
Clarence Road, Greenwood Township,
Clarence,
between
Greenwood, yep.
Hemlock and Bringle.
Yep.
They're finishing up the driveways on that today, and that job will be complete. So we're gonna go to building them on that, because that's gonna be done. All the gravel's there and everything, so as soon as we get the driveways done, that's,
okay, so
Should be
you're
done
that
today.
far along with it, that's it.
yep, it'll be done today.
It's been quite a lengthy deal.
Yeah, that was a actual, I believe it was left over from 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So, Dave Lawrence spoke with him on our ride-arounds, and he's very pleased, the township's very pleased that
Yeah,
that's getting done, so they're happy about that.
well, good.
Adams Road, the 2 mile stretch,
Yes, yes,
that actually completed yesterday.
Oh, good.
finally,
Yeah,
That was a big
that was
project
a big
too.
project, very big. 2 miles. So
yeah,
it was split between Grant and Hatton Township,
right.
so.
So
but,
that road is
the
open.
local residents are very,
Happy.
very happy,
Are they?
yeah. I got a lot of calls on that hill there, just off of the old 27
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
where the trees were shaded, just getting the trees out of there alone to allow that sun in there. They're very happy, a lot
Made a
less
big
calls on
difference.
it.
Good. That was a
And,
good project,
Mhm.
yeah, too.
yep, 80 Road,
Mm-hmm,
just south of Mansighting, between Mansighting and Ashard. That's for the Arthur Township project. There's 2 projects that are actually Ashard and 80. But 80, we're all done with that now for the year, and then got too late to do gravel, so we're gonna cut off the gravel on that, and now we're basically on hold till spring. It'll be
Yeah.
one of the first projects we put gravel on in spring.
so that'd be just on hold now through the winter time.
Yep, correct. And the same with Willow. Willow's the
Yeah.
same way. We got that, it's ready for gravel. Both projects are ready for gravel, but it's just so that
But you
wet
got,
season,
you
you
got
know.
Willow Road pretty well straightened out as far as
Yeah,
the sand.
it's ditched and everything's done,
Yeah, it's
just
all
ready
ditched
for
and
gravel.
everything.
And actually, Dan had called and requested that we don't gravel it this year. He
Yeah.
wanted to wait till
Mhm.
spring. So
Well, that's a good thing, yeah.
So it's just between 80 and Willow,
Mm-hmm.
those 2 will be first on the hit
Be,
list with
be the
gravel.
first on the hit
Yep.
list for the
Yeah,
spring.
we'll go in there and balance them up and appreciate, make sure they're good after the winter. And
Then
start
good
putting
to
some
go,
gravel
huh?
down.
Okay, good.
Keene Road, that's coming together nice, and we're hauling embankment up there now up in Winterfield Township. So now we're doing the embankment on the sides there to hold everything together, and that's, if you guys get a chance, go up and check it out.
Yeah.
It's good.
Keene,
A lot of
huh?
work on that road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the length of that? What are you doing?
I think it was like 3,500 feet, east of the blacktop where it ends there at Clare
Yeah.
River.
Yeah,
So, yeah, that's the one we're building to pave. You know,
Okay, yeah.
Winterfield Township wanted to pave it.
right.
So, and then, Maple Grove,
Mhm.
we were on that where we cut that out. So we should have that paved hopefully this week.
Oh, you think so? Good, good.
That's
it's
the
ready to
plan.
pave. We're just waiting on
Just
the
Yep.
contractor now.
waiting on the, yeah, hopefully weather permits and everything goes.
Yeah, and then last one is Ridge and Long Lake. We paved that last Saturday, so that's
Would you,
paved going up the hill there.
going up the hill, yeah, okay.
Do you have, maybe we could rent one of the Michigan State impact things at the bottom of that hill, Ken?
An attenuator?
Snow, you know what's gonna happen.
The water.
Yeah.
We know that for
I'll have to get you what he is.
So that's not done, but it's really close. We got a couple loose ends to tie up on that, and we'll be done. So
Pee Wee called yesterday though, and she's extremely happy.
Was she happy? Yeah,
Mhm.
good. Yeah. Well, they've been wanting that for quite a while. You know, it's good. It's time. Yeah.
that hill's been a
That's where we put the rubber guardrail.
That hill's been.
But we put curb along the sides of it, and then we put a slotted
Good.
drain in front of where the guy's barn and driveway
Yeah,
so all that water should go there and then
Sure.
out.
it should.
It will. It will.
So that all that water will go there. Yeah.
Right.
Good. Very good. What else?
That's it.
That it? Well, that's a real good report. Thank you very much. Okay, so number 3. That's still ongoing. That could come off there
That's
too.
what I was asking. If I could take that one off.
Well,
Again, every meeting, and we already know it's going to be 21, so take that one off. Okay, number 4, Lakewood subdivision request.
Yes, sir.
That's what you're here for.
I believe everybody is familiar with my case or plea. I could read the letters and stuff if you want me to go through that again. I know Merle wasn't here, but I think he's familiar with it. And since the last meeting, there was a little bit of concerns. And since then, I have contacted the Register of Deeds in Clare County. I talked to Chris. She said they don't have anything on that piece of land. No.
Okay.
Then I contact the equalization department, Tracy, and she said it's not being taxed.
Oh,
And she said if you have any concerns, you could call her and she would explain the same stuff that she did to me. And then I talked to our Lincoln Township assessor, Becky Taylor, and I emailed her and talked to her on the phone. And I have an email return from her, and she said, and her reply was, Gary, Lincoln Township does not have a description of this road or an assessment applied to Clifton Avenue.
okay. That's what.
And I have that here. That's from our assessor from the township. So that's all I would like to add.
I see.
So you want a letter from us?
Yes,
yeah.
it's just saying the road commission has no interest in the
That's
road.
right. So we don't have an interest in
Yeah,
it.
we did. We
You did
had.
that already, didn't you?
Well, we had to look into it. Remember?
Yeah,
And-
that's right.
And I also did too, and I was just telling you what I
That's
did.
right.
And we've
That's right.
same information he just said is what we got back as well.
Yeah.
Do we wanna conduct a letter to him then, or do we have to have the attorney do that? Or can we just do it
Well, we could just.
as the board?
We
would
done it
think so.
before.
Huh?
Is there any letter that we've done this before with that we can just plagiarize?
Do you know of
No.
anything?
No,
We've
maybe
never done it.
there might have been something.
No, well, we've never,
I
given
don't
up
think so.
our rights to a right of way, or we've never done such a thing. Why are we involved in this? Is my question.
Because you are the first step I have to go through to
Yeah.
being able to purchase this property. The road commission is the first step.
Exactly. I know what you're saying.
But it's not.
But it's not ours.
But it's not
But
ours to
you gotta,
give.
you just
You
gotta
still
make,
have to give me a release
you have to make sure that we're free and clear of it.
that you wouldn't
nothing-
have any interest in this.
So tell me where this road is.
Okay.
Map right here.
You wanna
Well,
see the map?
yeah,
You got a map in a.
it's off Arbor Drive.
Yeah.
Between my property and my neighbor's property.
Yeah.
It was put in there when the plot plan was developed, I think in 1929. It's a 20-foot road that goes off Arbor Drive down to the lake, and it's impassable. It's never been taken care of, and we would like to purchase it.
Is it an easement?
It's a
Was it
road end. It's Clifton Road. It's called Clifton Road on the plot plan, and according to what I've been understand, it's a paper road. It was just developed when somebody did the thing, and it was never developed or never done anything to it.
It was never
It's
deeded
not
to us.
part of our right. It's not part of our system.
It really isn't.
No, Al was here last time, and he
Right.
stated that. Yes.
So we have no interest
Well,
in
then-
that property.
Right.
But that should be the end of it with
So
us.
I make a motion that we, as a board, confirm that we don't have any interest in that property. To get, Gary the document that he needs to pursue purchasing the property.
And we've done our research on.
Yeah, I can do a letter and attach what we have for documentation.
We need to right.
and
We
then
have to
we
have
can
something,
Well,
bring that to the next
if we
board
have no
meeting.
interest in this road, if there's no interest, just write on there.
we got
The
a
road
statement.
commission has no interest.
Okay.
We don't authorize the sale, the purchase, any of that stuff. We wanna stay out of it. We
Well, I
just
think
let
that's
us,
what you're looking for, just a statement.
Yes, sir, I have to go to court eventually, circuit court, to have this done.
Yeah,
But this is the first step,
right.
yes. And from what I was understanding, all I have to do is have a letter signed by, I believe it is Dick, the commissioner, the chair of the board.
Yeah,
we have no interest.
just
I'll
stating
second
that we
Merle's
have no
motion.
interest in it, yes.
I'm in favor.
Favor? I'm in favor, yes.
Now, this is getting off track here in the weeds a bit, but as far as you purchasing the property, that's a whole nother game, right?
Yes,
Nothing to do with.
Because-
road
nothing to do with the road
Because
commission.
I will absolutely guarantee you, there's 50 lots of people that don't want you to have it.
Yes, sir, but that's one of the steps also.
That's all right. But just so you know, you know.
You know that. It's,
Oh, yeah.
But as long as we have made our statement.
This allows him to have the chance to do
Yeah,
it.
That it is
Do what you gotta
ours,
do, but if we have no interest, just,
and that's the end of it.
but I would darn sure make sure that we have, up at the courthouse, that we have no interest.
Well, that's right.
It's already been.
Yeah, we already
Yeah,
did
I
it.
by the
I
appraiser.
contacted.
Oh, you did,
And
so-
I-
Yeah.
and you
Yep.
got information from
Yes,
her?
from
You
Craig.
told us that.
Yeah,
Yep, I have.
you
I-
probably
I
missed
have
the
it
meeting,
right
Tim,
Yeah.
when he was here.
When he was there.
She
Yeah.
said basically that the subdivisions were built with lots and then they have public access roads. And there's nothing, there's no property tax ID
That's
or
right.
anything for those. And that was developed in the 1920s.
But is it a public access?
That's what she's saying. It says public access.
That's
I
up to the
believe,
courts to
on that.
decide, I guess.
Yeah, and we're out of it as
Yeah.
far as that.
So she said
Absolutely.
she
As long
doesn't
as
see
it's
where we're tied
documented.
at all to it.
You know, Dwayne, as long as we got a document, you know, signed and.
Mhm.
On a plat plan, it's actually considered a road, Clifton
We're out
Road.
of it, it's not ours.
Not
And
public access.
that's
No, it's
just
not a
all
public
we're
access.
made. That's it, we don't have to worry about it.
We've had
Yeah.
similar things just like this, so.
It's considered a private road.
It's called paper roads, he's
Yeah.
actually.
Yeah.
It's what they call them when they do these, when, back in the day when they proposed this
Oh, yeah,
building,
that's,
Garfield Township's full of them.
Yeah.
You know, we've had, they actually have road
what
names,
township is it,
They
most
were
of them.
going to
this
us.
one's Lincoln,
Anywhere around a lake is full of
yeah, and it's just basically they had plans to build it and it never was developed.
Never did that, right.
And
Okay, I think we've spent enough time on that. Everybody clear on it now?
Tim, were you in favor?
Yes.
In the minutes, in favor.
Thank you.
it. Yep.
Welcome.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Can how do you want to get, you want me to get a hold of you when well, we'll wait till the next board meeting, sign it, and then we can get you
Okay.
your letter?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes.
All right,
Thank
Can
you.
we run this by the attorney,
sure.
please?
So that would be the smart thing to do, yes.
That's what I thought we had to run
Well, we should, yeah. Okay?
Mhm.
Okay, let's move on to new business. We need a motion, whether we're gonna buy hams and turkeys for the holiday.
Frozen or fresh?
Good luck with it. Either one probably is getting
Caitlin
them.
has to go hunt the
But,
turkeys.
There's a ton of them on the trail cam.
there shouldn't be any changes, I mean, we've done it for years and years and years.
I'll make the
We always
motion.
have to make the
I'll make the
motion,
motion.
though.
We'll need a motion.
I'll make it, yeah.
I agree.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. Okay. Do you need to know, well, you're just gonna find out from the help what they want.
You take it.
Yeah, Donna has a list usually and they can,
Okay.
She takes it from here.
yep,
Yep,
she does it. She checks off
Yeah.
whether.
Like she always.
Yep.
Okay,
They still have last year's turkey in the freezer.
now we have,
I got the ham.
Just so you know, next year, when we approach this subject, I wanna talk about bourbon.
Bourbon.
Hams, turkey,
turkey
and
bourbon,
Bourbon.
yeah, well,
They'll take bologna if
So
they get
wha-
bourbon, huh?
So why wait?
you're gonna wait until I'm not here, so I can't get in there.
We'll get you some bourbon before you leave, Dick. That'll be it going away.
Okay, let's go to number two. We have a letter of understanding.
So is
This is for okay. Go ahead, Dwayne.
okay, so in our union book if you want to pass that around.
Appendix A.
So in the union book, the grader operator, loader operator, and excavator operator,
Mhm.
they're classified where if they are in one of those pieces of equipment for a year,
Yeah,
then they get a 75-cent hourly raise.
increase in wage.
Correct.
Mhm.
So it only includes those three pieces of equipment. So an issue came up with the skid steer because we bought
Yeah. it's got-
3 new pieces of equipment for the skid steer. Spent a lot of money, and it's not something that we want to
It's
just.
gonna turn loose.
We're not. It's not right. We don't want a different guy in it every day. So we decided that we should post that.
Well, that's
equipment.
a good idea, because I mentioned that to you when we looked at the piece of
Right.
equipment.
The person that signed for the skid steer is
Mhm.
a very good operator, but then he was going to have to take a 75-cent pay cut
Mhm.
to run the skid steer. So then he said never mind, and he was going to go back to his old equipment, and it didn't seem like I don't know why we excluded. So the letter of understanding, I met with the union, and it would also, instead of being just those 3 pieces of equipment, it would include the skid steer, the boom mower, and the dozer.
I see, so that would stay, okay.
So if
Then-
someone came from, if they were in a grader for 5 years and they
Yeah.
signed into the skid steer now, they shouldn't have to take a pay
They
cut.
wouldn't be taking a pay. Well,
Correct.
that's understandable.
Correct.
That's understandable. That's a pretty good piece of machinery, let's say,
Right.
expensive. No,
And they've already approved it, so
They've already approved it, correct.
I'd be,
What do you need from us?
motion to
I'd make
accept.
a motion, I'll make the motion that their pay would stay the same. Is that the way you want it worded, or however?
That's what the intent was, yeah, because
No
The-
decrease in.
right, the person
We'll
in
just-
it now
We'll
is,
just accept the letter of
Accept the letter
understanding.
Yeah, except the letter of
I'll
second
it too.
and then Dick will have to sign the
Come
original.
in favor.
Okay,
Yes.
very good, unanimous, okay. Number 3, 21. Oh, this is for the F-150 crew pickup, right?
Yes.
What do you need on that now?
There was that, and then we
Is it one?
would like to purchase 1-ton
Well, the 1 ton, yeah.
chassis.
For,
Yeah.
what's the 1 ton for pulling what?
The intent is to go with the skid steer,
I got you.
and that's gonna haul the parts with it, trailer the skid steer.
The attachments.
Our 1 tons are in pretty bad shape, to be honest with you.
What's
Yeah,
that?
He can put the mower right in the back, side flips
They're
down,
pretty
he
bad
hooks
shape.
on,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah.
And
What
then-
is the year of that, the last 1 ton we got? It's
90
been a
probably.
while, hasn't it?
They're late 90s maybe.
Yeah,
They're fairly old.
yeah.
So you need a motion for each, Dwayne?
Yes,
I'll
please.
make a motion, as per Dwayne's request, the 2021 F-150.
Second.
Yes.
Aye, yes.
Aye.
Okay,
I make a motion, we purchase a 1 ton cabin chassis, as Dwayne's recommendation.
aye.
Second.
Yeah, aye.
Yep.
Okay. Move on to number 5. Set a date for the managing direction, or the evaluation for Dwayne.
You guys just want to do it at the end of a meeting, like go through all of our stuff, and then
Well, yeah,
After a regular board meeting, or?
That sounds good.
Yeah, it has to be private, right?
Yeah.
So,
after the end of a meeting, rather than call a special meeting.
When's your year? When do we have to do it do it next
Before
month
the
sometime,
first
November
right?
25th or something like that?
He was right before the holidays, so.
November 25th.
I've been checking. I've been already evaluating.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, well,
so do you want to do it on the 4th, or you want to do it on the 4th?
Yeah.
Get
Let's
over
do
with?
it, yeah.
Yeah,
When?
before his year's up, we should do it.
oh, yeah.
And then,
So the 4th,
can
that's our
I get
first
a copy
meeting.
of the agreement
What's
that
that?
we have?
Yeah, yep.
We'll discuss it on the
She
4th.
gave
It's-
it to
it's-
me in
it's-
November.
It's online
First meeting.
Oh, it's on.
Yeah.
in the set of minutes.
Can you send it to me?
Yeah. The
actually
minutes,
send it to all of us. It'll be a long email. All of us and that.
Okay, so we discussed that at the first meeting of November.
Okay.
Yeah.
Bring donuts, don't
Guess
you?
I'll have to be there for that one.
Bring donuts.
And
bourbon,
extra
right?
friendly these next
Bourbon and
couple
donuts.
weeks.
I'll let my mom make her special
Oh,
treat.
we're getting favors.
Tim's idea of the bourbon might work.
Well, so I said bourbon and donuts.
Bourbon.
Yeah, just bring in bourbon.
And I'll tell you, if you go out to Reds, there's nothing about drinking whiskey at 9 o'clock. There's nothing wrong.
Okay,
February.
Never mind.
next on the agenda is the discussion of equipment we have for sale.
Yeah, I don't know if we really need anything. Just kind of updating you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
There's an auction November 6th. So DJ and myself, we went through all the equipment we have out back and decided that
That's
we
what
should.
this list is.
And that's
I
just a
have-
rough
I have
estimate.
one question.
Yep.
I don't see T-Rex on here.
Gertie,
No, yeah.
that's going to be a trade-in when we
Oh,
get
you're
our
gonna
new
trade it.
grader.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's why.
That's already locked in.
All right.
What our trade-in value
What about
was
the
for
one
that.
ton that we're replacing the new truck?
We're not getting rid. We're gonna keep the old 1 tons, but we're getting rid of 3 pickups.
Now on this pickups here, you have 2 4 pickups.
Yep.
Now you have on here an estimate like $3,000.
Yep.
But that's each, isn't it?
No, that's
No.
together.
You're gonna sell the both of them, or both of them for $3,000?
Them's and 2-wheel drive.
I hope so.
Right.
Was it just
Are we
an
about
auction?
ready?
We
Oh.
won't know.
Yeah, it's just, this is just a rough.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know that. I
Yeah.
know that. But, I
Hopefully.
mean, they're
How
gonna
much
be
do you think?
auctioned.
You go to those auctions all the time,
Yeah.
Dick. What do you
I don't
think?
know. I don't know how it works. If
But they're gonna be
they,
auctioned
What do you
off.
need? What do you need here, Dwayne?
I don't think
I think
anything
they're
as us
restocked.
updating you.
Just
Well, that's all I wanna know.
yeah, they should be auction stuff where they probably will do the one and then they'll
Right.
go do the other one.
But that's the figure we're looking at that we'd like.
Hopefully.
We hope we get that
We'll see
much
what
back,
the auction-
right?
That's at Mid-Michigan auction.
Yeah.
Isn't that something? Okay.
Now, is that at Duncanville place?
Yep.
Yes,
That's
this old place, but I think it was sold out to
Somebody bought that.
a guy from Whiteley, right?
Yeah. Mid-Michigan
Myers.
auction something.
Okay, that's,
He's online too. I looked him up there.
yeah, most of them, all of them are.
So if you want an old county truck, Dick, the auction's
Yeah.
in a couple weeks.
I really had my heart set on Gertie. That's why I was so I could bury it in
Well,
a
that old
hole.
4, they've had a lot of use, I'm sure of that. They,
How many miles are on those things?
oh, well.
There's probably about 150, but it looks like there's 300.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, you know as well as I do, with a truck or a work truck like that, the miles don't count as much as the use.
Mm-hmm.
You can have 100,000 miles on it, but it looks like it's got 250,000 miles.
So I went on KBB to try to get an estimate. I'm like, I don't know how many miles we'll just. I put 150.
So anyway, that equipment sale is going to be November the 6th. all right?
Yeah.
Okay, is there any correspondence?
Do we want to talk about the intersection under new business still?
Yeah.
I guess part of the thought we're working on. Al and Mandy are going to get updated traffic counts on
Yeah.
that intersection. So that should be done hopefully in a week or 2.
Yeah.
And we can request maybe a safety study or something there. I think possibly.
I think so. Yeah. Yeah.
I guess if it's something we really want to dive into, just a thought I had about it was, I mean, we could look at options of putting a roundabout in. I don't know.
I don't
What
know.
are- huh?
Really? Go ahead.
But we could do it if that was something we wanted to really be serious about. We could use our federal money for 2022, or I could start looking into safety grant application process and having it try and get it for 2023. I think is how far out they go. You know.
Yeah.
Let's get down to the nitty gritty. what do they want there? Do they want a light?
Yes.
And in the process of that, Jack can chime in here. Who controls that?
You mean the light?
Yeah, who decides if it warrants a light?
Well, it's quite a process that starts with the Michigan Manual of Uniform Traffic Control Devices. They have what we call warrants.
Right.
You have to be able to trigger warrants to be able to justify. Now, why is that important? It protects us from liability down the road in case, say you put a red light in and somebody rear ends somebody because they stopped at the light. If you followed the warrants and it triggered the right thing to do, you've got liability protection there. Because, you know, if you just go ahead and you just put those things in because public pressure, petitions, and that kind of things come in, they look at the warrants, and of course the people that do the studies on it are more, that's what they do. But they look at crash history, the severity of the crashes, they look at traffic counts, what kind of traffic is it generating, and then they look, a minor point there is delays. Is it long delays on one of the legs or the other? And you know, I'm not saying it won't trigger those warrants, but I would be kind of doubtful that you're going to get the warrants triggered there. Do you have, at times, some backup there on the west leg of Surrey Road? You may have. You know, you get around deer season and you get around Jays.
Yeah, and then you got the Jays there and all that. Yeah.
As I looked at, just briefly, the thing there, the analysis on the traffic crash history, it actually 214 was worse than 218. It had went down somewhat, but when you add them all up the 5-year period, you had some crashes. Dwayne's probably got it right there.
Well, I thought this was Old State in Surrey, though. I don't know if we have Old 27.
Yeah, it's in there. Old 27 Clare Avenue.
Clare Avenue.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think you're going to see.
Jack, does the same apply for, you mentioned roundabout, back to the warrants that you mentioned to justify?
Well,
is that a
see, the
different
roundabouts, I can't say.
Okay.
I know that nationwide, roundabouts are a big thing now. They're putting roundabouts. If you travel around Michigan, you're going to see roundabouts.
They're all over, I know.
And you're going to see them. They actually, nationwide, are removing red lights from some places because of the stop and go. You know, we all know that you can change the traffic crash area from one to the other by doing some things. And so you don't want to stop, and that's kind of the problem. And I know we can put a blinker on it where at 10 o'clock at night it switches to yellow and that, but you start stopping people and they look and they say, why am I stopping here? There's nobody here. They start thinking, you know, you're just wasting my money.
Yeah.
You know, I could use a blacktop road or I could use some gravel. That's why the importance, in my opinion, of a study in triggering those warrants.
Okay, so I agree with that, Jack. I think but the study, okay, who pays, how much does it cost? How does that work?
That's what I have to find out.
Well, you know, it depends on how in depth you want to go on it. If you hire, who is your company? What engineering company do you have now? Who does your engineering work out there?
SSI we have, or
okay, well, it would depend on what they would charge you. You know, if they say it would cost, I would imagine you're looking $30,000-$40,000 for an in-depth study. Now, maybe I'm high on that. We can look at the very simple things. On what kind of crash you got that in front of you?
I got it right here.
Okay, Karen, what's it say on that number?
What
of crashes?
type of crash? There's 6 crashes.
In the last 3 or 4 years.
It's been
Yeah,
one,
only
two,
two
three,
injury,
4
only two
years. Well, this is
PIs.
2018, 2015 to 2018.
Yeah.
6 total crashes, 2 injury crashes, 6 total injuries. Drivers were too elderly, too young. I mean,
So
Well, the
when
question-
I'm going to say that the traffic volumes on the Clare Avenue south of Surrey Road are going to be significantly higher than they're going to be on the north side. Surrey Road is going to be higher on the west side than it's going to be on the east side. So when you look at them and they will analyze this, you take traffic counts. I'm going to say that the average ADT, average daily count on Clare Avenue south of Surrey is going to run, when I used to do it, up around 5,000 or more. And, you know, obviously in the summertime, you could get 10,000 cars a day going south. So when they times them out on the, what'd you just say, Karen, on the number of crashes there was there? 6. Well, you know, that's not, I mean, people will disagree with me, but that's not what I consider to be a
I
dangerous
don't either.
intersection.
One of them was due to weather, severe weather.
And, you know, when people stop and pull out in front of another car, and we're also talking about correctable crashes. People that blow through a stop sign, you know, I mean, what more can you do?
Yeah, and then if we had 6 accidents in 3 years with no stop sign, if we had a stoplight there, we might still have 4 in the next 3 years or 5.
Well, you definitely are going to have some rear ends.
So is this just brought up by public pressure?
I
Where is it?
can tell you, the question was brought up about what the criteria was to get a traffic control signal there, because they figured they were waiting a long time to get out of that intersection.
So people are just impatient.
Well, not just that. It's just that they asked the question, what would we have to do to get a light? They didn't say they had to have one. They just wanted to know what they had to do and what kind of criteria they had to meet. So this is the first step. It's in Grant Township at the meeting.
Why did they want it though?
Because of
Was
the
that
wait times and
just the wait
yeah,
times?
stuff like that, I think.
I think they just have
Yeah.
public ask
And it-
about it.
Okay.
It gives you, I mean, we've all been there. I mean,
Yeah.
it seems like there's a lot more drama there than maybe there is.
Oh, yeah.
But with you throw into the horse buggies into the
Right.
equation and you know the curves on Surrey and it's not just right at the intersection. It's everything, the truck traffic being
It's
routed
that
that
whole
way.
mile in there.
It's just it comes up at every meeting.
Well,
so.
why don't we do a study and just let Grant Township pay for it? Because we have
Just a
another study on
suggestion?
Mosteller that people want that we refused to pay
Right, yeah.
3 months ago.
No, I think
Yeah,
you're right there. I mean,
No, I
if they
won't.
could make that.
They just
Yeah,
need a
I'm not
beginning
gonna-
point, I think.
Well, I don't know, but
I think they just wanted a beginning point of
Yeah,
what
I'm not.
they had to do,
right.
you know?
Yeah, I'm not gonna spend any money on it.
No.
Just I can start to learn about it and maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
give them some ideas what, because probably when they get right into it, they'll probably decide it's not worth it.
Right.
Right.
You know, just the other day I was down south of Coneville Road. 3 cars. Bam, bam, bam. The red light turned red. Somebody slammed on their brakes. Bam. Somebody, bam. So those are why we look at the warrants and we do the things right. Because if we put something in there and we cause a worse problem than what we got, you are liable to that. So,
Yeah, we want to stay away from.
you know, I have nothing against red lights. I have nothing against speed limits. I just want them done right.
Yeah.
So I
That's
guess
good information, Jack.
we beat that to death.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I was researching MDOT's got a manual there with a lot of the criteria you can read yourself. It's right on MDOT's website, so that might be a good place to start. You know?
Well, and I guess the answer could be if Grant Township is interested in paying for the traffic study. I mean, at least that's an option that we can give them.
Right.
It may not be the one they like or want to hear, but it is an option.
Right. They just need a beginning point, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe if you can get an estimate of what it would cost and say the board has no interest in it, but it's something you guys could fund.
Yeah.
We're putting the ball back into their court to move forward or not. and then we performed what we think is necessary as a board
Yep.
to rectify the concerns that the residents have in the township.
Okay.
So,
Maybe before the next meeting, we can get with Al and get some traffic counts. Now,
Yep.
the lowest month for traffic, believe it or not, it might not seem that way now, is October. So
It is?
historically, it's October. The lowest number of traffic during the day is Tuesday in October.
But Jack, on the flip side of that, won't the highest count on that intersection be coming up in the next 6 weeks?
Deer season.
Up to
Well,
deer season?
you know, with Jay's there, Jay's is pretty unique, so it changes
You bet.
the perception there.
Exactly.
But, you know, I'm sure Al's got some counts down there because they paved it and they did that kind of
Right,
thing.
yeah.
And he was
Yeah.
gone when I got in here this morning. We would have looked. Traffic counts are going to be a big factor.
Okay,
Well,
I'm
let's
good.
leave it at that then, and
Yep.
put the ball over in their court, see what they want to do.
Yeah, they're just looking for
This
information.
is just information.
Yeah, they're just looking for information. That's all.
That's all they want right now.
You know, the roundabout is not, I know people don't like them, but it's not a real bad
No,
idea.
the more you go through them and get used to them.
And I guess part of having this conversation now is to program our federal money
Yeah.
for 2022. You have to start the ball rolling kind of now, because if we took on something like a roundabout, there's a lot more
Oh yeah.
lead work that goes into something like that, rather than just putting together a chip seal program.
I'm not sure, Jack, if I got the answer I was looking for on the warrants as they relate to the roundabout. Is there a different set of warrants?
Yeah, you know, I
Okay.
don't know.
Gotcha.
I don't know, Merle. That would be something maybe that they would have.
Hmm.
Yeah, I'm sure there's got to be something because those are quite expensive.
Yeah.
And you got to have some justification. Of course, if you've ever rode through a roundabout with my wife driving, you'd have a different feeling.
Yeah.
She can take them faster than what is recommended. But anyway, they really, the more you go through them, the more you go through them, the more you like them. You know, 20 years ago, Steve Stocking and Don Armentrout and I went up to Grand Traverse County and they talked about roundabouts. Only us old people remember the circle in Midland.
Oh yeah.
Remember the circle?
Oh sure.
And people would say, what a death trap. Your first time you come to a roundabout, you say, hey, but Fife Lake's got a new one up there and it really works good. You know,
They do.
They come through
We go
there.
through it with our camper.
Yeah.
So
It worked fine once you kind of.
You know,
Used
you
to.
can get some backup on them, but they're really a good way of transitioning and moving through there.
It really is.
So I don't know what the warrants, if there is warrants.
Right. Maybe it's just a matter of who funds it.
If you can get safety
Right.
grants for it and pay for most of it, I'd say we need to look into that.
Absolutely.
Okay, let's leave it at that for now.
Staff reports.
We agree on that. So we get staff reports. You're all set. You pretty
Pretty
well.
much gave
You
mine.
pretty well give us a report. Yeah.
Yep, we're wrapping up basically things before winter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doing some collar replacing here and there.
Yeah.
So, blading,
The usual.
tackling the service request, yep.
Sure. Have you got anything else?
The guys are doing amazing. Like Dave said, we're dialing down the gravel projects. We got to pave Maple Grove still. Hoping to pave Keene if it works out. We're running out of days, but
See what this weather's going to do.
yeah. And we're at the mercy of the contractor because
Oh yeah.
they're busy
Trying
doing.
to catch up
They're
now.
yeah, they're yeah. So everybody's playing catch up now. And I keep throwing stuff at these guys, and they keep taking my challenges. So we got Cedar Road. Cedar Road, hopefully by November 2nd, we're supposed to get started on that. The bridge will be delivered on the 9th.
Do you have guys in mind that you're gonna have to do that? Like you already have a group?
Yeah, we'll have. Yeah, I have an idea. And we ordered the culvert for Brand Road, so hopefully that'll be in before Thanksgiving. That's a pretty big culvert too, by Packard Farm.
Oh, yeah.
So we got two of those yet to put in November, December. And then today some of the guys are out on US 10.
Yeah.
Eastbound 10 near the 115 interchange.
Mm.
The bridge there's a bridge over a railroad, and there's potholes in it and stuff like that. So I had a discussion with MDOT yesterday, and we got approval to take on some bridge maintenance for MDOT, which hasn't been done before in our region. So that's going to be our trial run for us on that. So you know how we do highway maintenance for MDOT?
Yeah.
Now they're allowing us to start doing some of their bridges.
They used to have their own bridge crew.
They still do have their own bridge crew, but their region got bigger, and it's quite extensive for, they have so many. We have 52 state bridges in our county. So if we can get the ball rolling, the idea is that we might get on some cyclical maintenance cycle for MDOT. Like,
But when you're talking maintenance, what are you talking exactly? Maintenance on the bridge.
so right now they're sounding the bridge deck, finding all the bad spots in the concrete.
Yeah.
Next week we'll go out there and they're gonna saw cut those, jackhammer out all the bad spots, and then we're gonna patch it with concrete, a special concrete that they use.
Their mix.
And then I don't know, we're gonna clean joints. We might be able to do joint repairs or just general maintenance stuff, and maybe hopefully get into more of an overlay, a waterproofing overlay type system
That'll go in with our general maintenance, like what,
state contract.
blading the gravel
state contract,
roads
yep.
and things like that.
No, like whatever we do on the highways,
As long as
the
we don't
state
get-
contract we have.
Okay, but
That's
I
what
say
it's
as
under.
long as it don't cut into it.
Oh yeah, I got you.
I don't
No,
want to cut into
No,
the general maintenance like
no.
we did a few years ago,
right.
and
No,
we weren't getting the roads taken care of.
no, I know.
And I don't want to get too much going that we can't do that. Take
Yeah.
care of those roads.
Yeah, no, I agree. This is like a trial run.
Yeah.
Do you think that it would
No,
warrant adding
Yeah.
a line item in our financials for the revenues that the state pays us for bridge maintenance and keep it separate from
I
road?
think we probably could do that.
I'm not saying we should or shouldn't. I'm just asking.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Just to,
Yeah.
we can see how much the
Track the
benefit of
cost.
it is and
Cost and this.
report on it annually. This is how much we were paid for maintenance. This
Mhm.
is, I mean, it'd be a nice piece of information.
But yeah, I was leaving Maple Grove last week, and I drove over that bridge, and the pothole's huge, and
Oh,
it's
yeah.
and if no one fixes it, we just put coal patch in it, and then winter's coming, and it's never gonna end,
No,
unless someone fixes it.
it's got to be fixed right.
So I offered our services, and they're
Well,
giving
that's
us a
good.
chance.
That
So
part's good, yeah.
I think it's good. It'll be good for us.
That'll work right in with the state, yeah.
Can I ask you one question about concrete? How's our stabilization job doing on Brand?
There's a couple spots I'm not happy with, but for the most part, I would say 90% of it, 95% of it, can't even put a blade in it.
Cool. Packers
But
happy.
there's
And that held up during their harvest season.
they
Yeah,
beat
that's what I was wondering. That's why I was asking. We had a lot of rain.
No kidding.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah. Yeah, it's,
Good.
But yeah, we got a couple spots I want to fix, but we got to go out there and put that culvert in, so we'll probably do it then. But
Cool.
But that held in pretty decent.
Yeah.
Good.
the one south of Colinville is actually super nice.
Is it
Yeah,
south of Colinville?
yeah, that one was just a lady complained that the road was real muddy.
Mm.
We've got all this rain and it's
Is it still good? Good. Huh?
yeah.
Well, good.
Cool.
That's what we're looking for. Okay. Is there anything else? Staff reports. Okay, well, let's go to commissioner reports.
Harmon?
Commissioner.
I have nothing to report that we haven't already discussed.
Okay. Commissioner,
I am good.
you good? I am good too, thank you. Yes, sir.
Two things. A gentleman called me a couple weeks ago. Temple Bridge Park. Did you talk
Yes,
to him?
yes, he
You didn't
did.
sound too enthusiastic.
Me?
Anyways, just as long as he touched base with you, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, he did. I trying to think where we left off on that one. To be honest with you, Reading.
Temple Reading.
Oh, ready.
The old bridge to the high banks.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
Well,
yeah.
that was brought
Oh,
up.
that's
Not too
brought up
long ago
before.
again.
He said
Mhm.
blah blah blah. I said no, you're talking wrong guy.
Several times a year, I passed him one of them phone calls too. He was really happy about that.
And number two, as long as you're on that, that's all I care about. If you talk to him.
Yeah, I did.
Number two is MERS. What is our total obligation to MERS today? Do we know this, or this month, or this quarter, or this?
Didn't you ask that at the last meeting?
Yeah.
I did.
Okay. I don't know if I was having deja vu.
Yeah.
For the new system or the old system or
Been
in
asking
general?
I want to know how much money the Clare County taxpayers owe MERS. And what I'd like to have is every meeting, I'd like to know how much we owe MERS, how much we paid MERS this month, and then next month I can see, or we can see,
Yeah.
the differential in the payment versus the obligation or the liability. Because I think it's a gorilla in the room that nobody wants to talk about.
Well, just put it on your agenda.
So is there a way that MERS could send us on the first day of the month how much our obligation is to MERS?
Can I interrupt?
Yeah.
Yes, go ahead, Jack.
I'm telling you, that's a real complicated thing, Tim.
I
I
understand.
went down to Lansing to talk to MERS about it, and they say you need to do, what do they call that study they do?
Actuarial.
Actuarial. And they said it changes so much that you may be able to get somewhere fairly close, but that thing changes.
Does it change day to day?
Well,
Pretty much.
almost.
Well,
Probably with
almost.
the market.
Like the market.
Probably
You
with
know,
the
I
market.
asked
Really
them, I
hard to-
said,
When I was at the
what
village,
is
we
the
got that report
obligation?
Yearly?
The obligation for Clare County
Yeah.
at the courthouse.
Mhm.
Well, we can't tell you. I said, well, why can't you? I mean, it just seems to me like what you're saying.
Mhm.
You got to do an actuarial.
So essentially, they just don't want to tell you.
I think that's probably it.
And then, so this is my concern. So years ago, some of us remember, Dick, that we were all paid up for MERS,
Oh,
or
yes,
some
we
percent.
were.
Right.
And then all of a sudden, we have a multi-million-dollar obligation to the taxpayers, and not one person can tell me why. And not one person can tell me how much we owe
Well, part of it's based, again, on the stock market and their
Well,
investments.
them. But all I'm saying, Jack, it does not
We've
matter.
never had any
Because
figures.
there is a calculus involved in that number. It's on a spreadsheet and it spits it out every day, and they just don't want to tell me because I'd like to have it last month, the first of the month, this month, the first of the month. Doesn't matter what calculus I use as long as they're consistent, right? But it's two things. I don't want to pay $1 zillion from the taxpayers of Clare County because Lapeer County won't pay their bills. Nobody can convince me of that either, right? To keep this machine running that doesn't answer any questions for the people. I want to know how much we owe
Well, again, with the actuarial,
them.
what happens there is the stock market, 1/3 of the investment with MERS is in stocks and bonds and that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
See, they're having trouble when all of a sudden everything went down. Now we're doing a lot better now because the price of stock and everything is up. So your funding, how you are, can go up and down like this. You can do an actuarial this year and you think, okay, I really got it. We got it figured.
Right.
And then something goes down on the investment end for
Depends
them.
on the market.
When I was down there, I said, where are you investing your money? Isn't that a simple question?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, some's in stocks and bonds. Listen, they're buying sheep farms and cattle farms in Venezuela.
Yeah.
And investing in that because the investments here, they can only put so much in stock. And anybody that's in stock knows that it's going up.
Mhm.
The investment looks good, but they can't. Where else are you going to invest your money today? You aren't going to put it in a CD.
No.
No.
In real estate, unless you're going to move it quick,
But it doesn't really matter because anything you put money into, any account,
Yeah.
you can instantaneously look at that total.
Yeah, all you're saying
Tonight,
is you want more
I
information.
just want to know. I want to know because I don't want to know that we owe $3.6 billion today, and then all of a sudden pay them $100,000. How much we pay them a month? $60,000 a month.
I think it's 72.
$72,000 a month, and then we're paying. So we have a 10-year amortization, right? So we're essentially out of the woods in 10 years. We'll never be out of the woods because they'll never tell us how much we owe them. And in 10 years, the next commission that comes through here is going to be so far underwater that they'll be running rickshaws. I'm not kidding you.
Well, the last I heard, you guys were doing really good
Yes.
in MERS.
Our report
A
is
lot better than what the county is up there. And a lot better than what some other counties in that are doing. The last I heard, but it's been a while.
Well, yeah.
Have you ever
What
got
are you
to ask
asking?
that, Tim, at the meeting? Do you ever go to that annual meeting?
Well, she was here and they couldn't
Yeah,
answer any
right.
questions.
They
I
really
just thought
don't
it'd
tell
be
you.
a-
I've went to
No,
them.
I just
They
thought it'd be a
don't
good place
say-
to bring it to get your question maybe out there and
Well,
see if
Kim,
anybody
you-
else
They
has.
Kim
really
used
don't
to
tell
be
you
at
though,
your
because you go to all these different classes,
Right,
and
but-
there's nothing that is gonna touch base on that. They don't offer.
Yeah, they don't tell you
Anything
how
like
much
that.
you
But
have
you
or
know,
how it
But
works.
you have a question and
Kim-
answer
Kayla and I were
period.
actually
Yeah,
at the
we
same
went-
MERS conference.
Who's our contact person? Let Tim call and see if you can get the answers you're looking for as a starting point.
Yeah, that's fine. Give me them.
Give them the contact name and number.
I think it's Tony, but I'll check with Donna.
And then
Is that who was here, Tony?
keep drilling.
Debbie was
there's-
here.
I don't
Oh, is
know.
that who she?
Was
Okay.
it Sonia? that
Debbie
was here?
Rochester was here.
Yeah, Sonia wasn't here, but
Yeah.
I've talked
Sonia
to
is
Sonia.
another kind
But
of
we have
data
two
region
different-
manager.
Our new one
Yeah.
is way different.
Yeah.
Like we don't fund
That's
that
defined,
the same.
correct.
That's defined.
No, yeah, it's
And we can
defined,
pay
so we're
that every
good.
month and it's paid, right?
Correct.
Right.
So
That's
why
the
we
that's the
want that.
positive, right?
Yep.
The other one is
This
life
Whatever.
expectancy,
Yeah.
stock market.
This
This,
is the
you know,
this
And
is
that's
my
really-
opinion.
I didn't really think it is. Sounds like
Yeah.
it.
It is.
It's a Ponzi.
You never
Yeah.
get it. You never get a direct answer.
You know,
That's the
in
thing.
1999, the state of Michigan pulled all the state employees out of MERS.
mhm.
Okay, anybody previous to that was drawing money, and
Uh-huh.
there was no new people in. Somebody mentioned Ponzi scheme.
Mhm.
That's exactly what it is.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You know, they count on you hiring more people and paying them more, and
Mhm.
so you're paying in more.
Yeah.
So you can, and then us old guys won't die, so they gotta keep paying us, you know, out of that. And
Yeah.
when you look at the number of people this place was paying 30 years ago, was paying MERS on, you got a lot less people paying in today. And so you have a lot more people drawing. So it comes up and down and the investment end of it. I'm telling you, Tim, I went down there with the same questions. You know what? I come back from that meeting, I didn't know
You
anymore.
still didn't get an
I
answer.
think you just get more confused, I think.
So the next question is,
It's one of the
if we
most
pay them
bad.
$72,000 a month,
But that's-
right?
Yeah. Michigan.
A month, yeah.
It's 10% of our budget, just for the retirement. And they can't answer a question. What if we don't pay them anything? Do they still cover these employees?
Mm.
Oh, heaven's sakes, no. I wouldn't imagine.
It's guaranteed by the federal government.
That's
Oh,
right.
is it? Yeah.
So
Okay. So we say we're not paying anymore, they still.
Well, they,
You can't do
you
that.
have to pay.
I don't think it's gonna work.
No, you can't do
no,
that.
that's kind of extreme.
Yeah.
But I sure would like to know the number. I mean, the taxpayers of Clare County would like to know the number.
So
What?
they don't give us anything monthly, anything, nothing.
Yearly.
On
have
how,
to
what's
check
up and down, I mean, I get that,
I'd
but
have to check
mutual
with
funds
Donna,
and stuff,
yeah.
it's like,
You do this.
Because they know that number every morning at 8 o'clock with their investments.
well,
With
you
the
have
stock
to when the market
Yeah,
closes, they, yeah.
It's a
So they never even gave you what
Good
they
luck.
invest in,
Yeah.
Jack?
Oh, yeah, they told
They
me
told you,
cattle farms.
so you were
sheep
serious, I
farms.
thought you were joking on that,
No.
in Venezuela.
In Venezuela.
Wow.
I said, you know, I used to raise cattle and sheep, and I never figured it was a
Yeah.
very good investment.
Venezuela must know something
But-
we don't.
They invest in orchards. They
Okay.
invest in real estate. I mean,
But they didn't give you a breakdown of each,
no, it's all, it's,
it's just constantly
It's huge.
changing.
and you know, this is the Michigan retirement system. You know, the state of Illinois is underwater $560 billion in their pension fund.
But they're gonna fix that with the COVID relief package.
Right.
You can't.
All right, we got a game plan on that.
Okay,
All right, let's move on.
let's move on.
Did Bill have anything?
Only thing we've discussed pretty much everything I had. I was at Grant Surrey. Surrey, I'll let you know, approved a new lighting at the intersection of Maple Grove and 115.
Mhm.
And that's the only thing that we haven't discussed. They're gonna have twin LEDs instead of one.
Are they?
Did
Yeah,
you,
consistent.
did you talk a bit about when you were down there, Bill, about the entrance to Hillhaven?
No, I did not, Tim.
No worries.
That's another story.
That's
They're,
another story. Another day.
Yeah,
We'll do
somebody
that
was gonna
next
check
meeting.
that.
I have a meeting
Yeah,
scheduled.
Dave
for
was
us
gonna
next
check.
Might just bring that up, just
Yeah.
talk about
Yep,
it.
that's
It's-
coming up.
Good, because they were concerned about, it's been an
That's been
ongoing
a long
thing.
We've
time
gotten a lot
too.
of calls last couple weeks.
Oh, I'm sure.
When do you meet with them?
I was just out there in this past.
29th, next week.
Yeah.
Oh, so you'll know somebody,
Well, they were
and
gonna do
you
it
can
right along
report
that.
it to
So
us.
anyway, we're working on that,
Mhm.
yeah, because it's always been an issue.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, we've done a little bit here and there, a little bit here and there, but
They gravelled it not too long
Yeah,
ago. so,
right.
I mean,
and that helped out.
There's only one way to fix that.
Money,
Yeah.
Time and money.
money.
Pavement, lots of it.
Well, yeah, I say, time and money. Okay. Is there anything else? Anybody else got anything here?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Okay, meeting adjourned. Thank you.
You're right, now.
Do you need